As we speak today, I have 10 locations. I have one Kiro location. It's the manufacturing plant, and it does, I think we're on track for 8 grand this month. And Anthony, I'm there every 2 days restocking the machines.
Oh my gosh. Dude, that's incredible.
I'm so happy that I found entrepreneurs.
What other type of businesses that you like looked into besides vending? You have a very taxing job. Like, how did you incorporate this with building this business as well too? What would you say if someone was on the fence about joining vendingpreneurs? Like, what would you tell them? I have Manuel Duval with me here today. Really excited to hear about his journey of where he's at, how far he's kind of come along. Manuel, how's it going today? How you doing?
I'm doing well, doing great.
All right, cool. Wanted to kind of like just get like a timeline of like where you are at now and where your journey like even started. So before you even joined Vendingpreneurs, like what was the problem that you were experiencing in like your life prior to joining Vendingpreneurs? Like what were you kind of going through and be like, you know what? I got to start a vending route.
My wife and I, we're considered high earners. We are tenured in our careers. My wife's a school teacher. I'm a law enforcement professional. I'm a detective sergeant, 22-year veteran myself. And of course, taxes was, man, crushing us. I was like, well, we have to figure out a way how to not only stop living paycheck to paycheck, and we need to figure out a way of how to get some other type of income, and that will be a tax advantage to us as a family. So I went down the rabbit, of course, the YouTube rabbit hole for almost 2 years, just trying to figure out what to do.
Mm.
I came across, I was highly interested in the FedEx space, the line haul space. I went to a few trainings out in Tennessee regarding that. And of course, you may know with FedEx, you need a lot of capital to buy a route. I was looking at ways, other businesses that I could actually venture into to support purchasing a FedEx route. And I came across Mike on YouTube, a few guys that I follow, and they actually interviewed him. And I was intrigued. After just seeing his interview, I was in.
Mm.
And so that's how I actually got word of the community.
So you said you were kind of going down this rabbit hole for like 2 years, just looking at alternative businesses. Obviously, the one thing was your core mission was like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and want to purchase this FedEx route. What other type of businesses that you like looked into, to besides vending, did you dabble into or look into any other ones there that you might like experience to get
I
involved with?
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I started I had quite a few. I started a juicing business. I started I'm a woodworker, that's my hobby. So on the side, I started a
Mm.
woodworking business. But of course, they just weren't they weren't producing, the income that I needed. And they were just so time consuming, and, with a W-2 job, full-time job, especially in my field, it's very time taxing. I'm responsible for a lot of people. So,
Yeah.
I needed something that, I could do like probably like once, twice a week, and then, let it do its thing and then come back and, and check on it. And so this was perfect. This is actually perfect for what I'm doing right now. I have 3 years left. So my plan is to retire and then do this full time.
Got it. So why did you choose to join Vendingpreneurs over like any of those other options? Like what was so attractive to you about joining VP?
So I did some research. I reached out to some brokers regarding some routes. I saw some franchises. I was, get the, of course, you get their numbers, start doing the calculations, and it just wasn't adding up. I didn't have the right feel, the right vibe. And so I saw entrepreneurs. I saw that it was a community. I saw kind of sort of in its infancy compared to what it is now.
Yeah, no, I'm there with you.
Well, you probably had the same experience because you were in probably a year and a half before I was. And I think when I joined, it was, man, I don't think if there was 300 people when I joined.
So when did you join? What month and year?
I joined October of last year. Yeah.
Of 24?
24, yeah.
Yeah, got
Yeah.
it. So, I was like a year ahead of you because I was
Yep.
September of 2023, and there was like 120 people in
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and, that's why when I tell people, I go, when they join the community now, I go, "You guys have it good." I
Yeah.
go,
They-
I had a onboarding call, I had a weekly call with Mike, and then we had like
yeah.
5, 6 modules in there. That's all we had, and like now, this community, there's like 3 different like live coaching calls, like a day, Monday through Saturday, and,
It's
it really is
phenomenal.
a testament to Mike, to see, of keep reinvesting back into the community to kind of make it better for everybody, just the legacy people and always the new people that were kind of coming on too. Yeah, it's been pretty cool to see that involvement. But you're right, I was able to kind of see it from its infancy stage and kind of see exactly where we're at now. Yeah, it's
No, it's
pretty cool.
phenomenal. It is. It's really cool. It's phenomenal. So I believe I had my onboarding call. I was in. I know our activity is tracked, but I made it a goal and a focus, like, I'm gonna be in this every day because
Yeah.
I need it to work. I wanted to work and somewhat see the future in, the potential with this. And I actually reached out to some local vendors. I befriended of course, you try to get as much information as you can, try to latch on to as many people as you can who have
Absolutely.
experience. I reached out to a few local vendors. The vendor who has, like, our whole police department guy is, like, a multimillionaire. He's been a vendor
Oh,
since
wow.
the early '90s, and he's, like, netting, like, $8 million a year. He has contracts with, the US government. He has machines in the US Capitol, the Library of Congress,
Wow.
down in the tunnels that connect the Library of Congress to the Capitol. He has markets down there, and he's been a wealth of knowledge. He said, it's the new wave, and it will continue to be because there's so many drugstores, grocery stores, restaurants closing. I just had a cheesecake factory close it's actually across the street from one of my apartment units that I have a machine in. Cheesecake
Mm.
Factory just closed up. I know, so Vistar stocks cheesecakes from Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, I
So
saw those. I do,
yeah,
I
I'll be
saw them in the
oh,
freezer.
okay, great, great.
I sell the little
Yeah,
slices of it, and I'll
yep.
tell you, dude, like, they sell really, really well,
Oh,
for
good,
me,
good.
because I'm a fan of the Cheesecake Factory as well too, like, obviously, it's like a menu of everything that they have there, but, their cheesecake is phenomenal, and, yeah, I mean, I did that, last year on one of my freezer locations. I ended up putting that in there, and I'll tell you,
Yeah,
like, I order that probably, like, once every 2 weeks to restock it. Like, it's
yeah,
crazy that people will
that's
just go
awesome.
down there for that fix and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
I'm really excited about that because, that restaurant was a staple in this neighborhood. It was there for
Mm.
over 30 years, so
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's the other thing too is there's just such a huge opportunity, with everything of what's happening right now with, like, the closures of you were looking at Walgreens or 7-Elevens or all these convenience stores that are just closing, like, a lot of these people that live in, like, these higher populated areas, like, they used to walk down the street and go get, Tylenol or a drink or something, and now, though, that convenience is really it's not there as much as it used to be 4 or 5 years ago, especially, like, with COVID and everything like that as well. So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
very interesting to kinda see this transformation here, like, in this market, and it's great because it's a great opportunity for operators like ourselves that take advantage of it, you know?
Right.
So, after okay, so you joined the community September of 2024. We're talking right now in the beginning of 2026. Walk me through, like, where you're at now. So you're approaching you're over a little of a year,
Mhm.
in the community, approaching a year and a half anniversary here in the next couple of months. Walk me through, like, how many locations do you have, like,
Mhm.
revenue that you're doing per month? Like,
Yep.
kinda, like, talk me through that.
As we speak today, I have 10 locations. I have 11. I just ordered a Haha Ultra for a new location. So 300 unit office building, 24/7 employees there throughout the day. So I'm really excited about that one. So that'll be our 11th location. I had a lot of opportunities, but I was a little anxious in the beginning.
Yeah.
So I was impatient, and
Mm.
I'm paying for it now. And so that's why I try to encourage everyone. A lot of the new people take their time. This is a slow walk
Yep.
toward the race. Because my first two locations are duds.
Same.
They are horrible, and I can't wait till that year that year is up, man, on those contracts, so I can move those machines. I have one kilo location. It's the manufacturing plant, and it does. I think we're on track for 8 grand this month. Uh, yeah. I have 3 machines there, 2 cash, enabled machines and 1 Haha Pro. And Anthony, I'm there every 2 days restocking the machines.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dude, that's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. 8 grand. Is that your highest revenue location that you have in your
By far.
portfolio?
Yes.
Got it.
So, yeah, so altogether, I think did some numbers yesterday. We are probably at, like, any between 10.5, 11 grand a month.
Oh, okay, so that one's the beast
Yeah.
of it. Yeah,
Yep.
no, dude, that is absolutely incredible. See, and that's the one thing too, like, it takes one location to
Mhm.
maybe overcome an error in the beginning of, like, maybe being a little bit too because, like, vendingpreneurs, they could lead you to they could lead the horse to water, but it's up to us as operators to kinda take that advice, listen to that thing, and then, like, execute on it. But I get it because, like, I had that type of with me as well too, like, when I lost my job, I was like, "Okay, cash flow, cash flow, cash flow, I need to do it, and I just need to go into there," but, like, then you go into something, and then you're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It's not the best location, and then now you just gave yourself another low-paying job. Like,
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
we didn't get into this business for another low-paying job, you
Right.
know? So, yeah, I mean, that was, yeah, I empathize with you there too because I was there for, my first couple locations as well too like that. So, how did you like, with your job being a detective sergeant, like, I'm in the middle of watching the show right now with my wife. It's called Hightown. It was a series on Stars, and it's like a
Mhm.
detective and everything like that out there in, God, I wanna what's this, Providence or something like that,
Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
and, like, the jobs, just the guy just watching the show and just like, "Hey, the guy gets called 1:30 in the morning. The
Mhm.
one guy got arrested, he's gotta run to New York." Like, you have a very taxing job, like, you talked about it, like, it takes up a lot of your time. Like, how did you incorporate this with, your day-to-day job and then
Mhm.
building this business as well too? Kinda, like, talk through that process.
I think being in law enforcement and having the career track I've had has actually prepared me for just time management, making the time, just getting it done. I was a homicide detective for 5 years before I got promoted. It just really prepared me, I think, for this. Dealing with people, just having to gift the gab, interviewing people. I think my career path actually prepared me for this. I mean, you see other people tap out because I mean, it can be hard. It is hard. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But you have to be motivated. You got to be determined. And you have to be able to see what's ahead.
For sure. So did you like, I mean, because your job is like kinda like all over the place. Sometimes you might be
It is.
working week, sometimes you might be working the day. So did you like look at your calendar like in the beginning of the month and be like, okay, I'm gonna be doing pop-ins, I'm gonna be doing networking here or there? Or were you
Mhm.
just like, hey, I'm driving on the way home from work and I'm just gonna pop in and then just kind of make it your way of life?
Absolutely. So that's what it is. Whenever I have time, I'm doing pop. Well, at that time, whenever I had time, before I had locations, I was doing pop-ins. Whenever I had time, I would I would and early in the morning before the wife and son get up, I'm packing the car with gift bags for pop-ins, potential pop-ins. If I have time that day. So
Yeah.
yeah,
How
yeah.
old is your son?
He's 11.
Okay, cool. So then that's pretty cool too, because now because what inspired me so much was to see exactly how I was gonna build this route. And my kids were 3 and 5, and it's crazy now that they're 6 and 8. They're gonna be 6 and 8
Yeah.
here in the next couple of months, and that saying is so true when you have kids. Like the days are long and the years are fast because, dude, it's like I don't
Oh
even know
my
where the
goodness.
past 2.5 years went.
Right.
One of the things that inspired me was made me want to get up and do it, like how what you were just doing was, as I knew my kids were going to be seeing me do that.
Hmm.
And they were gonna pick up on that work ethic and that lessons of what it needs to be done and start asking questions. And I was very interactive. Me and my wife both were like, hey, we're starting this business. This is how we're doing it. Like I was explaining to everything to them at a very young age, just so they could just start getting them motivated and asking questions and just curiosity. And, their transformation of how they view things now than how they did like a little bit before we started, just how they value money, what they think about entrepreneurship, what they think about work ethic and grit and like what all this stuff actually means,
Right.
to kind of go ahead and put in there. I mean, your son is observing you of what you're doing before you're going off to work by putting those baskets in there because you're going to be doing pop-ins, for his future,
Right. Yeah. And so right now, I'm not sure if we discussed this, but I actually operate out of the house. I want to, utilize as much the square footage that I have here, the free square footage
Yeah.
that I have here as much as I can. So yeah, I can just tell, I can see his brain working when he sees me picking and, rearranging the stock downstairs and, the drinks in the garage. So no, it's great.
Oh, dude, I had my kids out in the garage with me when I was picking it out of my garage because they were young, but I
Yeah.
knew they could count, or we were practicing with counting and all that stuff. So I would, okay, it would take me longer, but it wasn't about like the time because like I knew I was doing it with them, and this was us doing something, together. So like I would say, hey, I need 5 of these chips, and they would hand it to me, and yeah, it was like those are the days that I loved like so much because I was able to kind of connect with them, show them like how the business works. And, we were able to do some counting and all that stuff as well too. So it's kind of was, like it ended up working out, like for me, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty transformational for like for our household for sure. So how is this like as your son, your wife, like as you've been building the route, you got that banger location now. Sounds like you're gonna be like repurposing some of those other, dead bodies, that you have on your route, no pun intended, with you being a homicide detector or detective there. But like that was one of the things that I was focusing on last year was like trimming the fat, right? Like on the
Uh-huh.
route, repurposing those little machines to different locations. And I've had quite pretty good success, once you have moved some of those ones out of those dead bodies into some other locations where, I mean, I had one location, I was doing $900 a month. I moved that thing right to another building. I did $3,700 in the first month once I moved it. It was almost a $3,000 swing in revenue to my business, like literally overnight. And it only cost me like a couple $300 to have these guys move the machine down there. So, repurposing of those those machines and moving those around is a very strategic strategy to go ahead to keep doing it on some maybe on some of the mistakes that maybe you make in the beginning.
Correct. Right now, in our goal for 2026, we look for specific locations, ones that have the potential to do what that manufacturing facility is doing now. I really revamped my whole like our plan, because the past year we
Yeah.
actually have been, going out everywhere, every apartment building. But no, man, if it's not a high rise, if it's not at least 200 units, I'm not dealing with it.
You're not touching it.
I'm not
Yeah,
touching it.
no, absolutely. That's the
Yeah.
best part about it is, like, it's as an entrepreneur, it's okay to take a U-turn. You
Right.
know, it's okay to be agile. You might have a plan day 1 when you join the community about, "Hey, I wanna do this. I want to be 25 minutes away from my house. I got 5 locations that are 25 minutes away from my house. I got the majority of the rest of my locations an hour and 45 minutes away." You know,
Yeah.
so you can make it work.
Right, you can. And just to give you some proximity examples, the type of location, so my manufacturing facility, those type of locations are within like 15 minutes of my house. I have multiple.
Oh,
Whereas
nice.
I have apartments in Virginia, so
Mm.
I gotta get on the beltway. I gotta, you know how traffic is. I mean, you're in
Yeah,
Chicago
exactly.
metropolitan area. I'm in DC metro area, so it's traffic is insane, throughout the day. So yeah, it just makes more sense.
Yeah, no, for
Yeah.
sure. Hey guys, I appreciate everybody watching here. Please click the like button and subscribe to the channel below. Manuel, just a couple of last questions here as we kind of are wrapping up here. Where do you think you would be right now if you didn't join the Vendingpreneur community?
Where would I be? Oh man, I would I'd be I'd be stressing in a different way. Put it that way. I stress now, but the stress is there's no comparison to what I think where I would be, because it's nothing like being a part of something and you see not only personal growth, but you see the growth of others, who are doing what you're doing, and you're a part of that. That's a great question because I'm pretty sure I would be okay because you make it work, you make a way,
Yeah,
but I did not envision having this much success this fast. Of course, that's the goal. That's
yeah,
what
for
we
sure.
shoot for. And it's not the fact that I had doubt in myself. It's just the fact that, I mean, being realistic, and we've all experienced other business ventures. And some have been successful, some unsuccessful,
Yeah.
and I've had a lot of unsuccessful business ventures. So no, I'm so happy that I found entrepreneurs.
Yeah, no, awesome. What would you say if someone was on the fence about joining Vendingpreneurs? Like, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, do it. Take the risk. With no risk, there's no reward. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. You have to be able to, jump out there. You have to be able to experience discomfort. Get used to being uncomfortable. That's what I think. You really have to, put that armor on and just do it. You really do.
Yeah. If someone was like, "Hey, I could go do this on YouTube and I could watch some of Mike's videos that he has on there," like, what would you say to somebody who's worried about, like, not feel like they might not be getting the value inside the community? Like, what would you tell that person just based off your experience?
Yeah. What I've learned is, in just my years on the job and in business, cannot do things by yourself. You
Mhm.
always have to have some insight from someone else. You always, in most situations, you need guidance. From someone who has the experience, who's done it. That's one of my focal points: is find someone who's successful in what you want to do, and just follow their lead, follow their steps.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, absolutely. Like, that was one of the biggest things for me was I didn't have time when I got laid off. So, like, I needed to expedite my
Yeah.
success as possible. So, like, I needed to get myself into it. I didn't have time to go through the school of hard knocks.
Right.
Just didn't,
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, I appreciate you joining, taking time out of solving some of your cases and everything like that that you have going on here to kind of join me here today to kind of talk through this. So everyone, that is Manuel Duval's story. If you're interested in joining Vendingpreneurs along other successful vending operators like himself, click on the link below to book a call today. But again, man, I appreciate you coming on.
No, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good story, very inspirational, and I think you can inspire a lot of other folks by sharing your story. So again, I appreciate you taking the time today.
No, thank you, and I hope I do. I hope I'm an inspiration to other folks. Thanks.